Hi, I'm the Moorlander and this is Moorlander EDC. Now we're going to get straight into it today, mainly because there's a good chance I could probably waffle on a lot about this. You know, sometimes when you see something and it just sparks that kind of excitement about something that you think, yeah, I could waffle a lot. And this really is that. I saw this on Instagram. Well, actually there's two things. And I got in touch with Distil Union and asked if they'd be happy to send me some. Actually, disclaimer at this point, this was sent to me free of charge. However, it has no outcome whatsoever on whether I like this or not. So they sent it to me, and yeah, well, I say they've blown me away in the way in which I use them. Okay, so what we are here today to look at is the Modwallet and Keyloop from Distil Union. These squarely address a first world kind of dilemma that I've had for a long time. So I've made quite a few pieces of content on key organisation, and one of the issues that I always find that I have is that I like to separate my keys depending on the activities that I'm doing. If I'm going out for a walk, I'll leave certain keys back in my car and just take my car key with me. When I go for a run, I run 3 or 4 times a week. So I like to make sure that when I'm running, I run with the bare essentials, and I don't want to take all of my keys with me. And this is where this came in, and it was the first thing that I saw with the use of magnets, that you can easily remove your car key from your house keys and your other keys. But then having a look on the website, I discovered the Modwallet, which has a very similar function, which has kind of addressed something that, again, I've done in the past. If I'm going out for a drink with some friends, if I'm going on a city break and I don't want to take all of my cards with me, I'll often take a smaller wallet that I will put just the essential cards that I need into, and we'll have a look at this in a second to see exactly how you can use these to do those. So what I'll do, as I usually do, I'll turn the camera around so we can have a closer look. In the meantime, if you are enjoying this content, if you'd like to hit that like button, that would be amazing, and subscribe, that would be great too. But for now, let's turn the camera around so you can see more from these. Okay, so what I thought I'd do is I'd start with the Modwallet first. Although this was the kind of the second one that got me thinking. Mainly it was the Keyloop that I saw first. But I think there's a little bit more to talk about the Modwallet, so yeah, so we'll talk about this one first. As far as the packaging comes, it comes in a very nice, plain and simple packaging. Inside here, this is where the wallet is held. There's a little bit of information about it, and there is an extra one of these key loop fastener tightener things. Tightener, that's the wrong word. Which we'll have a look at a little bit more when we look at the Keyloop. I think the packaging looks really nice. It has a really nice high value kind of look to it, but it's also made from a lot of recycled material as well, which I know a lot of people quite like nowadays. So here you have the Modwallet. Now it goes without saying, as far as certainly wallets are concerned, I like these very simple, minimalist card holder style wallets, and other than the fact that you can see these 2 magnets here, which certainly adds to the length, there's really no difference between the size. I've got some keys in here at the moment, but there's very little difference between the 2 of these. Actually, you'd hold it that way if you were using it properly, and that's another thing as far as ticking boxes is concerned that the Modwallet does. So just if you're interested, as far as size is concerned, it's roughly 130 millimeters by 75 millimeters, or in inches, that is roughly 5 inches by 3 inches. Which, as I mentioned with the Foxlow wallet here from 1095 Supplies, very similar in size. If you look at this crease here, you'll get that. Now this is made from leather. In fact, it's pretty much all made from leather. So what you'll start to get, if you can see here, you can see where my cards have been. You can see here on this side as well. It starts to wear and patina and starts to get its own individual look and feel to it. It actually opens up, if I open up that there like that, it opens up like a almost like a traditional clamshell style wallet. So on the inside here there is a slot here which at the moment I have some cash in. There is also, if you can see here as well through the center, there is a cash clip. So if you prefer to carry cash in the middle of it like that, then you certainly can do. And then there is also another little slot here that you can put extra cash into. Now if you wanted to, you can also fit cards into these. These are perfect size for cards. So let's say you have a couple of cards that you use more often than others. If you wanted to put the cards in here because this is your quick access to them, then you can do. The rest of the cards are actually in each of these separate sides. So I use, these are the cards that I use the most on this side, and the reason that I know that is there's a very subtle embossed Distil logo there, and that tells me that I can get to this side. So hopefully if you notice there, what I've kind of learned with this is, so there's a lot of magnets in here on this side and on this side. There is a magnet there that holds it together, so you kind of have to just poke your finger in, or you can peel it open like that, but I don't know, just through use I tend to just pop my finger in there and then it opens up. You can use, which is exactly the same on both sides, once you've got it open there is a little tab which you can pull and it will release your cards, but the mouth to this is surprisingly large. When you have it pinched like this, you can get in, you can reach the cards that you need, pop them back in, and it will just close. If it didn't close for some reason, as soon as you put it in your pocket, the two magnets would bind together and it would you'd be able to, it will close anyway. On the opposite side, these are the cards, well, these are examples of cards that I don't use as much. So I have them in there, pop them in, and there it is. Now, the one thing that I've alluded to, especially, I've already pointed out that you have these magnets here on the side, is that this is a completely modular system. In fact, let's just take this money out. Actually, let's stop just to have a look at this note. So look at that. That is a Scottish £20 note. I love the red squirrels playing on it. It's one of my favourite bits of currency. Actually, let's take that out. So when you get this, you get the two parts. You get the extra little key fob thing that was in there, and you get this money clip. So if you find that you don't use this money clip at all, you can easily take that out. There are your two parts back together with the quick magnets, and what you can see is, hopefully if you can see this, so on this side, actually never checked this. Let's grab something that's magnetic. Yeah, I was just curious. I'd never actually checked to see, are these the magnets or are these magnetic? I believe that these are strips of steel, and then these are the actual magnets here that hold it together, because yeah, that's these aren't magnetic. But anyway, so you put the two together and there you have it. Now, I mentioned on quite a few occasions that there's different things that I do that I like to strip down what I take out, and being able to say these are the cards that I use the most. I'm going out in town, I'll put some cash in here, I'll have my cards in here, and then I'll just take this when I get back home, snap the two together, and you just carry on business as usual. But as a wallet by itself, just to have this, it's very similar again to that classic card holder that I certainly love so much. And being able to just have these so that you can clip them together, you just put it like that, you do what you need to do. If you wanted to though, obviously you can build on this as well. So if I take this out, so these are one of the key fobs. If you have a new key, you put the key into there and take the elastic, you take the strips off, and you can use this. So you are going out for the night and you're thinking, right, I'll just take this. There's your keys, your key and your wallet at the same time. You get back home, maybe you're going out on a city break, your key's there with you, or this might be a key that you don't particularly use much. It could be something for your business, it could be something maybe like a locker or something like that that you just use frequently but not frequently enough that you want to keep it on your other keys. Slide that in there and it's all there. It's absolutely brilliant. I'm surprised I've not seen something like this before, and if there are people out there that have seen similar to this, I mean, please give me the heads up. This is the first type of wallet that I've seen that uses magnets like this for it to be completely modular, and I just think it's an amazing system that they've built here. Now, off the back of that, as mentioned, I first found these from the Keyloop here. So again, just to look at the packaging, it's fairly simple. It uses all of that recycled plastics again, and then on the inside, what you get is you get the Keyloop. In fact, let's just take that bit off for a second. You get this Keyloop, which is a piece of leather, a very nice piece of leather, and again on one side you have the little strip of metal, and then on the other side you have the actual magnet that closes the two together. The magnets on these are very strong. I mean, it's not a chore to get them apart. However, when they are together in the how long have I been testing this now? 2-3 months. They've certainly never come apart by accident or by me knocking it against something. You also get this little carabiner, which is a nice little screw gate carabiner. So if you want to put some extra keys or anything like that on the outside, then you can do that. But I'll get back to these now. So at the moment, from working from home, I only really need these 2 keys. So you get 5 in total when it arrives, and hopefully if you can see, there's a red, grey, blue, orange and green, so that you can colour code these. Again, I really do think they've thought of quite a lot here. When you think of those old school plastic fobs that you used to get to go around your keys so that you can remember which one, I quite like that they've been able to incorporate that into each of the sides of these. These, rather than being made from leather, it's made from a nice, I'm just trying to think what it is, but it's a nice kind of nylon fabric, almost kind of Cordura, but you can certainly tell that it's nice and tough. And then on the inside of each of them, if I just put those down for a second, hopefully in here you'll be able to see that there is some 3M bindings or glued section. So all you need to do to attach a new one, which I'll just pretend that I'm doing now, would be to peel off both of the sections. What I find is once you put that first one in, line it up against the front and then make sure it's nice and lined up. You put the second one in, pinch them together, and with the seconds that's bonded and it's nice and tight. But what I've also done is I've checked it as well. If you do need to remove any of them from here, they're reasonably easy to get off and you don't get any sort of residue on your keys, which is great. But if you find that you changed your front door key, or whichever reason that you need to change some of these keys, it's very simple to take them apart. But then I suppose it's important to say that when I've had these in here, I've never been worried that this is going to come undone without me actually trying to get it undone. So you have 5 of those here. How I just use the 2 at this moment in time, and then clip these in, and there you are. Now, as I've previously mentioned quite a few times in other videos, when I run, I like to strip down to the bare essentials of what I carry. And this is also where an extra little piece is that you can purchase if you'd like. Oh, sorry, I just found it on the floor. And that is just this extra little fob. So this is the KEYMOD fob ring, which is actually this extra bit. So it's got the magnetized section. Oh, sorry, it's got the magnetized section here on the end, and then it's got this screw gate carabiner. You can use this one, and I have been using this one. But what I found is, and again, it's not exactly a chore. But when you want to take it off, you just have to slip it off like that, and then put it back in when you get back from your run, which is great. This thing makes it even easier because this is just the magnet attachments that you get in the rest of the keys. So you can pull apart the two keys, clip it on there, clip it back together, and then if you need to be able to take these apart at any stage, you can do that, and you can bang them back together as soon as you get back from your run, and it's brilliant. Now, I did speak to the people at Distil Union, who are a great team, by the way. I'd certainly pass on my compliments to the team there. They're really nice. And they'd mentioned about kind of maybe exploring the idea of having sweat resistant materials in the future as well, especially given the example that I use that I like to take it when I'm running with me. So there may be other versions of these in the future where instead of using this really nice leather, maybe they'll use like a TPU style rubber or something like that, similar, I guess maybe similar to the Orbit key, which uses a plastic instead, and I think that would be great to see as well. What then it'll do is it'll just expand the options that are available to people depending on how they want to use these. I'm genuinely blown away by these, and I think they're great products. Now, as I usually do, I always get to this point and I think, is there anything that I would change about them? And that's not necessarily an issue, or it's not necessarily something that I dislike. But if I had the option, what I would do, I have found sometimes, because I keep certain cards on this side and certain cards on the other side, I mean, it's very difficult to notice the two between the two. I think that having this here, which is a little Distil Union logo, makes it very easy for you to be able to see which side it's on. What I'd possibly do is maybe make that a little bit bigger, and I think this might be kind of cool. I noticed on their website that they have brown versions, they have these black versions. If you could buy these so that they were two-tone, make it completely modular, you could have a black side and a tanned brown side, so then you'd know which section your cards were in. I think that would be really cool. But, and this is a massive but, all I'm doing here now is splitting hairs on how I'd make my life easier. All I have to do is when I take it out of my wallet, I notice that, and I know that this is the card, or this is the side that has my ID, my driving license, and my usual current account card in there. You can see this very clearly. It's very easy to see, and it's very easy to get into there. It would just be a possible suggestion in future, but other than that, I'm not taking anything away from this. I think this is an absolutely amazing product. The other great thing about these is magnets. Science rocks. They stick to anything that's metal, or at least anything that is iron or steel, and other derivative alloys and things. Anyway, science. So you get home, you have somewhere you like to put these, somewhere you want to put things. You can even stick this to your fridge. Put it on, you come in, put it on your fridge door. Distil Union have a whole host of extra products, from USB keys and things that fit into here, and even a magnetic strip, so that you get home from work, you want to make sure that everything lines up perfectly. You just put these on these by your front door and they all just work. Absolutely brilliant. Definitely check out more from them on all of the extra accessories that you can get to use with these products. The Modwallet and Keyloop, they just tick so many boxes. It's genuinely scary how these two things suit my needs so closely. I don't know, it's genuinely scary. These tick, I think, pretty much every single box that there's going. I've mentioned some things that I'd possibly change about it, but I don't think that detracts anything from the fact that, for me, and the way that I use my wallet, the way that I use my keys, the fact that I like things to be minimalistic, the fact that, if I dig deep into the way that I've started to use things a little bit more, the fact that I appreciate the modularity and the ease of which you can use these as modular systems. it's as though Distil Union had kind of reached into the Moorlander and gone, right, what does the Moorlander need? Let's make him some products, rather than and then, you know, maybe the rest of the world might like them as well. It really is that scary. It feels like these were designed perfectly for me, and they're great. Okay, I mean, like I said at the beginning, you know, full disclosure, these were sent to me free of charge, but it has absolutely no reflection on whether or not I like these. Just the pure excitement that I got when I saw these originally on Instagram and thought, I've got to contact Distil Union to see if I can make some content on these. Hopefully will show that everything that I'm saying now is 100% genuine. I think they've done a great job, and I think you should definitely owe it yourself to check out these and some of the other products that they make, just to see, because you never know, the way that these are fitted perfectly for me, you might find something there again that will fit you as well perfectly. So I think it would be polite and the correct thing for me to do to thank Distil Union, especially for sending these out, and especially for, I don't know, climbing into my dreams at night and working out what it is that the Moorlander wants and then selling it to the rest of the world. I think you've done a great service to EDC with these products. God, that sounded really cheesy, but I kind of meant it, so it's not cheesy if you mean it, I guess. So yeah, thank you. I'll leave some links to Distil Union in the description below. I'll also leave some of their social media links so that you can see more from them and future things that are coming up. There'll be some of my social media links there as well. You know, the usual deal, YouTubers, we always have to do this bit, but you know, like, subscribe, share, all that kind of thing. But hey, for now, stay safe, stay Moorlander, and stay EDC.